I've been waiting for years to give you this. Somebody sent it to me.
Oh, very cool. Isaac Denton?
You can have it.
I don't know where to put this. I lose my shit. I'm homeless most of the time.
All right, so yeah, you got to pick a movie. What's speaking to you? What do you want to have playing behind you?
We could do...
You seen any of these?
Yeah, I've seen most of them. Dude, what's the worst movie? Rocket Man.
Grab it.
Rocket Man's a piece of shit. That's one where he farts in the tube when he's connected to the other guy when they're in the spacesuits. You remember Rocket Man? I can't believe you didn't see this as a kid. You don't remember the big fart scene?
You watched this when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's awful. It's a terrible movie.
All right, so you want that to play in the background?
Yeah. I feel like that really speaks to me.
All right. You remember how to put your...
I write a lot of fucking songs about using dope, and I think it's to an obnoxious degree. So I wanted to write one last one that's a little tongue-in-cheek and making fun of myself a bit. Well, lo and behold, I'm on the needle again. And what a goddamn joke, another song about dope. It's how pathetic I am. So always do what you're told. Don't ever piss in the wind. Don't ever gorge upon grief. Never strip your own tree lest you end up like me. But I've been dreaming about a color not quite like blood, filling up my lungs, chasing death like the setting sun. And I'm scheming, hawking diamonds made of glass, and the things that fell from trucks all help build the kingdom of ash. Till the wheels fall off, there's no getting off this track. Guaranteed all your money back. Well, lo and behold, the walls are closing in fast. And what a goddamn mess, on the laurels I rest of some make-believe past. And all the tales I've sold to feeding in this appetite have finally run their course, depleted all my stores, last flickers of light. But I've been dreaming about a color not quite like blood, filling up my lungs, chasing death like the setting sun. And I'm reeling from the bile in my mouth, repercussions spit with coughing fits and sweats that flood the ground. If you don't keep afloat, you're surely gonna drown, sink into the nowhere to be found. Well, lo and behold, I'm in the city of tents, and I'm trapped in the fog like an imminent box, steady blowing my rent. And if you ever seen a man as hollowed out as I, well, what a goddamn shame. But trouble sure came with such a hideous price. But I've been dreaming about a color not quite like blood, filling up my lungs, chasing death like the setting sun. Oh, I'm leaving once my ship's at least in sight, for the golden hand
don't you play more shows? What's been the holdup?
You know what the holdup's been. I just went to finish rehab in December for I think the 13th visit, and what feels like the final visit. I'm finally got it pretty together without any false notions of being able to drink. What are you doing, Bubba?
Oh, so you stopped drinking too?
I'm completely sober from everything.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I'm
5
glad you
months,
finally
I've
got
been-
the no drinking part. That part's hard, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, every time I've always thought that I could drink and do a little bit of coke, and that's the same thing as
Being sober.
yeah, as long as I wasn't doing dope or smoking speed.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I feel good. I'm 5.5 months clean. It was November 15th was the first day. You know what was a big turning point for me is this last time I was in treatment. They took us to a church for an early Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And we got there, and it was really nice. It's really sweet what this church did. They put out a bunch of food for us, and ham and sweets, and it was all homemade and really delicious. But as we were sitting there eating, I looked around, and all the people from the church were standing around us, and they were all smiling, and they were like, "Look at what a good thing we're doing."
Yeah.
Which, again, is very kind, but I've never felt so little in my entire life as having
A church fawn
group
over you.
being like, look at these poor devils.
Look at these
We're
poor
feeding them a
idiots."
good meal, like something other than the dumpster at the Little Caesars. This is one of my best friends was a man named Jamie Moore that passed away a few years ago, and he always asked me to write a song for his daughter. So this is that. It took me a long time to write it. It's called Leah's Song.
Last of our money in a high-stakes slot. Louisiana taking us for all we've got. Cattle call hollow in the jackpot ring. I was weeping like a child when the phone call came. I was weeping like a child when the phone call came. And Papa always told me when you come of age that your friends start dying and get locked away. And seeing is believing, boy, didn't it rain? Well, the storm came a-rolling like a goddamn train. Yeah, the storm came a-rolling like a goddamn train. And years go by, and I still can't understand why the light of God would leave a decent man. And it's getting dark, oh, it's far too dark to see. Even the brightest flames are snuffed out by the breeze, a simple breeze. All he ever wanted was your head held high, food on your table and your eyes staying dry. So Leah, be good and treat your mama right. He ain't saying goodbye, he's only saying good night. He ain't saying goodbye, he's only saying good night. And all this along that lonesome road. But don't you cry, no, you wouldn't want you to waste a single tear. Things that you can't change, you'll be okay. He'll light your way.
How's it feel to be in the hot seat?
Feels all right, dude. It's not so hot. You're not asking me any hard questions.
Why do you do drugs?
Because I don't fucking know. I think that you know, a lot of people come up with reasons for why they do drugs. So, you know, a lot of people were abused in childhood. A lot of people were molested. A lot of people have had hard times. A lot of people had people close to them die. And even though these things are a comfort, I think that it's more like the reason you start doing drugs isn't the things that have happened to you. It always felt like something was missing. And I think a lot of people feel that in general, like throughout childhood, like it feels like there's like a hole in you. And then finding heroin for me felt like the key. And it's kind of a Trojan horse, obviously, because it's terrible for you. But at the time, it made more sense to me than anything had made sense to me in my entire life. And then after that, and the reason that I think I've continued is just, it's a burden to know what heroin feels like.
Pandora's box.
Yeah, being aware of the way it makes you feel and it existing is enough to just really sink into you. And that's, you know, that's why I think there's a lot of benefit to programs like 12-step programs, because it's transference a bit, where it's that, because that doesn't go away. The knowledge doesn't go away, the cravings don't go away, and if you aren't putting your energy into something else, it's likely that you'll fall back into the same habits. You can't just keep doing the same thing. And that was kind of a mistake I made before, was I would go to rehab and then I would change absolutely nothing about my life. And I would just do the same bullshit. I would, you know, I still would do the same shitty habits that I had before with, you know, it's not just drugs, it's, you know, women and being still kind of a con artist, even when I'm clean. And that's something I've really had to face and kind of change about myself pretty drastically. I've had to start adding routine to my life and taking accountability for the things I do, which I'm still not fucking perfect at. You know, I'm only 5 months into this, but I at least am making strides. And you also notice as you do that, that good things start happening, because it's incredible what happens to life when you're just not a piece of shit all the time. Yeah, first song I ever wrote. It's called Magazine Blues. I think it was 15 years old, maybe.
My baby lights a cigarette, walking through the riverbed, complaining how she don't want her hair wet. And I'm flipping through some magazine, looking at all them pretty things and wondering why it is we never met. And she's calling out to me, my friend. She's calling out to me again. And I hear that name like a conviction. But I stay, oh I stay, I always stay. And I'm restless, weary, all a mess. She's flaunting in a new sundress and saying how I'm worth the way I look. And I'm flipping through that magazine, looking at all them pretty things, regret all the chances I never took. And she's calling out to me, my friend. She's calling out to me again. And I hear that name like a conviction. But I stay, oh I stay, I always stay.
What's your big goal for music? What do you want to be doing? What do you got to do to get there?
My big goal for music?
Yeah.
Man, I just want to be playing regularly. I mean, that's it. I don't have any high aspirations. I would like to just continue. I'd actually like to put work into my career that I never have.
Yeah.
Start getting on the road. I really want to put out a new record. And that's coming into fruition in a really cool way. My main goals in life right now are just keeping my shit together.
That's good.
And keeping accountable. And of course, you know, getting back on the road, playing music, putting out music more consistently. I'm getting old, man.
That's right.
I can't act like I'm in my early 20s anymore.
You got any advice for the kids?
Heroin's dead. Don't do fentanyl. It'll kill you the first time you do it.
Yeah.
This is the only scene I remember from this stupid fucking movie.
Fart scene.
Yeah, he farts in the bubble when they're tethered together.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember this scene too, actually, now that you mention it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Must have played on like Disney Channel or something.
No, absolutely not. I saw this shit in theaters.
Yeah, I did.